Now a lot of y'all don't know this, but I remember this dude back when I was a kid, and he used to train Terry Norris. And if a lot of y'all ain't familiar with Norris, he was a great fighter, hell of a fighter, man. Got wins over names such as Sugar Ray Leonard. Um, I remember I used to love watching Terry Norris, and Abel Sanchez used to train Terry Norris back then, and he trained a couple of fighters that were okay, so fringe level since then or whatever. But ever since this whole Gennady Golovkin thing has kind of taken off, should I say? Like he's become like the new Freddie Roach. Cause for a while, like you couldn't say boxing outside of like hardcore fans. You couldn't talk boxing to casual fans without like Freddie Roach being considered that trainer. You know, and is Abel Sanchez the best trainer in boxing right now? I don't think so. He's not even top three to me right now. But everybody wants to know his opinion. Maybe because he's so outspoken on shit. Maybe because he just speaks what he feels. He speaks out of emotion. I think that was clear last night. He spoke out of a lot of emotion because he basically put himself in a corner. He painted himself in a corner last night. You know, um, the brother Dante put put a line of questioning to him that he had to kind of find a scapegoat or kind of you know weave his way out of last night because he's hypocritical as shit. Like he is one of the biggest liars out there. And I'm glad Dante kind of put him out there like that. I'm glad Dante put him on Front Street or whatever. This dude is clearly protecting Triple G, and people act like Triple G has nobody out there that wants to fight him. But what about Laura? This is not even war. What about Laura? Laura said he would fight him. You know what I'm saying? There's other guys that have said they would fight Triple G. And to make things even worse, now this is the shit that really pisses me off right here. In case y'all haven't seen it, because I'm quite sure by now a couple of y'all have seen the Dante video where Dante gave him that line of questioning. But there's a video of him actually saying that the Kell Brook fight is something to ponder about. Kell Brook. He said that Kell Brook was ballsy and this, that, and the third, and basically saying that hey, this is something to contemplate about. The Canelo fight won't happen until 2018, and this, that, and the third. Which earlier you said that it would make no sense for your fighter to go all the way up to 168 and then move down unless it was a Floyd Mayweather fight at 154. But it would make more sense for him to move up to 168 to fight a Carl Froch and struggle to get back down to 154 for a Floyd Mayweather. This is what you said. Just because of the paydays. But all of a sudden it makes sense for you to bring a guy up from 147 to let's say 158, 157, 155 catch weight to fight Triple G, or maybe even bring the guy from 147 all the way up to 160, which would probably be worse than what Canelo is doing to Khan. It makes sense for you to bring Kell Brook all the way up from 147 to 160 for Triple G, but it doesn't make any sense for Triple G to gain 8 pounds to fight an Andre Ward. Despite Triple G moving up 8 pounds to fight a Chavez Jr. and to fight a Carl Froch. But you had no problem throwing Sullivan Barrera out there last night either. So in the press conference last night, you called Sullivan Barrera your student. He's a student right now. You want to put him in with all the great teachers and this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. Making him feel good about the loss, which I understand. You want to keep your fighters' confidence or whatever. But your prize pupil, you wasn't comfortable with putting him in the ring with Ward, right? It's about time we start calling these folks out on their bullshit, folks. For real. Like, this dude can sit here and bullshit everybody that he wants to, but he can't bullshit me. He can't bullshit a lot of us hardcore fans out there. Now, I'm not just gonna sit up here and say, well, Andre Ward beats Triple G, this, that, and the third. It's the simple fact of the matter of we want to see the fight. If you're a true boxing fan, you want to see the fight. Win or lose, you want to see that fight. This loss to Sullivan Barrera, this Sullivan Barrera loss last night, it's not going to hurt Sullivan Barrera. He's going to be back out there, man. He lost to a better fighter. He lost to Andre Ward. Right now, Andre Ward, last night, Andre Ward wasn't as sharp to me that he's going to be. Andre Ward is going to be much sharper in the future compared to probably his next fight compared to what he was last night. He's going to be much sharper. I've seen him miss a couple of shots that usually he would connect on. You know, I've seen him get hit with a couple of things last night that usually he, wouldn't. So there's no embarrassment of losing to Andre Ward for Sullivan Barrera because, like I said, Andre Ward is going to be a much sharper, much crisper fighter in his next fight. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. And if I was Sergey Kovalev, I would push as hard as possible to get Andre Ward in the ring my next fight. Because if Andre Ward gets another tune-up fight before that Sergey Kovalev fight, I already said that I think Andre Ward beats Kovalev by UD. I already said it. Kovalev is a hell of a fighter. He's probably the best fighter not named Andre Ward at 175. And that doesn't exclude Adonis Stevenson. I think right now what's hurting Adonis Stevenson is that he's getting older. I think Adonis Stevenson is like, 37, 38 years old? Yeah? Like, time tells all. Time waits for no man. If Adonis Stevenson wants that fight, he needs to really start trying to push for that Kovalev fight. But it may just be a little too late because he hasn't been in the ring almost yet. And you can't be 37, 38 years old, not in the ring, expecting to come back the way you were a whole year ago. Age and time off doesn't help anybody. We seen that with Ward last night. Ward's only 32, but age and time off, you seen the effects. Even though he looked sharp, but that was just skill. So, back to the point at hand. That loss last night is not going to hurt Barrera at all. He's still young in his career. He's still got plenty of time to come back. I think he's about 32, 33. Maybe at 34 tops, but 17 fights. He's going to be back. He's going to be back. I think he's going to be back against a top contender in his next fight. That's just truth be told. There was nothing that hurt his career last night. But Abel Sanchez, every time you open your mouth, you're hurting your credibility. So if you can't manage to think before you talk next time, Abel. Because right now, not only you're hurting your credibility, you're showing everybody that your fighter is chicken. Because right now, Triple G is looking like a coward to me. He's looking like a coward to me. By you speaking up for Triple G, saying, hey, you will contemplate the fucking Kell Brook fight, but not wanting to step in the ring with a Erislandy Lara, not wanting to step in the ring with an Andre Ward. You're making your fighter look like a coward, man. So I would recommend just shut the fuck up. Talk about how you're doing in training camp. Talk about how Triple G's looking. Keep your nose out of other shit. Just say, hey, that's up to our promotion. That's up to K2. Otherwise, just shut the fuck up. I'm out.